Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Alright, so it's time for my second Grand Tournament arena run, and the class selection is Rogue, which I just did, and although I got a pretty good run, I was not very happy with the deck or the cards. Or Warlock, who, at least when the Warlock uses his hero ability on Inspire, he's getting something good. I'm just taking damage to do it, but at least he's getting a card. So that's pretty cool. Or Warrior, who has some pretty interesting, cards, new set, but I don't know. I'm gonna go Warlock, even though I typically do not do as well with Warlocks in the arena as I would like. And first off, Void Crusher. 5/4 for 6, and just you pay when you inspire. Like if I draw a card with my Warlock power, he destroys a random minion for each player. That can include himself. He can totally blow himself up. He's so interesting, I have to play him. So we'll take that. Mookless Champion. 4/3. Oh, right. So he's a 4/3 for 5. But when you use your hero power, he gives all your other minions +1/+1. Every time you use your hero powers. That is pretty cool. Or we have the Kvaldir Raider, who is a 4/4 for 5. So we got one whole more hit point. And whenever I inspire, he gives himself +2/+2. Those are both pretty cool. I could take him and try and go heavy on the weenies. I feel like that's just not... Well, here's the problem. That's not as reliable, right? This guy, he doesn't need any combo, even if the combo is just have other minions. He just needs to be there himself. On the other hand, I'm a Warlock. He just seems like an inferior Watcher. No, he's not really inferior, is he? The Watcher is a 4/4 for 5 or 6. I don't know. It's whenever you take damage on your turn, which is triggered by your hero ability, could be triggered by other things. He's very similar. He's only triggered by your hero ability, but yeah, they're pretty similar. I really do like the Watchers, but I don't know. Yeah, 7 is 7 mana. I'd play him, use my ability. He would be a 6/6. It's pretty similar, except he works for other classes. But I'm just wondering, the difference with the champion is you can take advantage of his ability. If you have a lot of mana, if you have some other minions on your board, you could play him and use his ability right away. Play him, draw a card right away. It would immediately give +1/+1 to all the other minions who might be able to attack if they are out there. That's tough. I think I'm going to take Mookless Champion. I'm not sure it's the right choice, but we'll see. Rifleman, Gang Boss, Shadow Bolt. Gang Boss is really good. It would be good to have ways to blow up minions, though. Yeah, I'm going to take the Gang Boss. I mean, it's good to have minions. This stupid thing. 2 mana, give a demon +3/+3. So it's already limited. It's only demons. It gives your opponent a mana crystal. That's horrible. I don't want to give my opponent a mana crystal. Yeah, +3/+3 is good. If I put this on the Gang Boss, maybe it'll pay for itself. Like, you can kill something, and then he'll get another guy, and he might live long enough to get more guys. Giving your opponent a mana crystal is really rough, though. I'm going to pass on that and take the Warden, even though he's not ideal for the deck necessarily. Then we're going to infantry. See, if that thing wasn't only on demons, if you gave +3/+3 to anything, maybe it would be good with no more Grand Infantry, but it's not. So we're going to take Stormwind. Drain Life is good at killing things, but, well, no, I mean, it's able to kill things, but it's not good for the cost of killing things, even though it does pay for another card. But I like the Captured Jormungandr, okay? It's got the same stats as the Lava Hound, right? But reversed. So it's a 5/9 for 7 instead of a 9/5. 9/5 is fragile. It's likely to just die before it can do anything. 5/9 is likely to go on a rampage, kill multiple enemy minions, and it's really not easy to just kill this thing. So I think his stats are fantastic for the arena. Very happy with him. Mogor's Champion, not so happy. I think, as someone pointed out in the comments, he has the same amount of stats as the Boulder Fist Ogre for the same cost, but Mogor's stats are arranged much worse, and he has a drawback. Nice rare. Nice rare you got going there. The only thing I can think of is that in an expansion later on, they're going to put in a card that gives ogres like an advantage. I don't know what, but just like all minions that have like a mischance. I don't know how they'd word that, but I could see them making a guy like a legend or even some other card that gives an advantage to minions that are random. But even then, you wouldn't want to take away the disadvantage because that's not fun, and they seem to see random stupidity as fun. So I don't know. Nullifier. Not bad to have some taunt. I kind of like the idea of the Young Priestess for rushing and stuff, but Doomguard because he's big and game winny. Sacrificial Pact? I mean, I'm probably gonna have demons, but I guess I could sack an imp from the Gangboss and gain 5 health for 0 mana, but why would I be playing this except that it hoses other warlocks? Which is, I guess, powerful, but I hate that aspect of it. I think it's stupid that you have a card that is so brutally powerful, a hoser. It's against 1 class out of 9, so it's not a good game design mechanic to put in hosers like that. They have to have like a really good reason. Like if there's some deck that's dominating the environment, you put something in. But giving 1 class a hoser for 1 class, even if it's itself, stupid. Not too thrilled with these cards. I guess I'm going to take the Salty Dog. Have some serious mid-game like beatdown card. Oh, another Mogor's Champion? Seriously? Felguard is junk. He's blowing up my mana crystals. I have a lot of expensive guys. I guess I'm taking the Young Priestess. She's fine. She just doesn't seem like, ooh, that's cool. It's a rare. She does not have that going for her. We're going to go Leperno. I like the Stormwind Knight. He comes out and he hits something, but I like him in the arena anyhow. But I think I need the rush stuff more. Oh, that's tough, because Mortal Coil can kill things, but the Jormungandr, he's very expensive. Like, I've got my fat sort of my deck already kind of filled. Given that I only have 11 cards, the number of them that are fat is quite high. And also, getting more fat stuff conflicts with my Mookless Champion plans. Mortal Coil is cool. It doesn't do that much damage. The Jormungandr, I just see this as being very good in the arena. I'm going to take it anyway. Even though I'm pretty sure I should have taken the Coil out of that row. The Heckler is pretty strong. I kind of need cheaper, rushier guys, but he's so efficient, I'm going to take him anyway. I've got a lot of taunt for a Warlock. Holy fatness just coming out of the woodwork. Get the fearsome Doomguard. He's 6, 8 for 7. That's 14. Jormungandr stats also add to 14. So he's just like another one of them, except he's a demon. That's, I mean, since class cards have like an extra point or something. Well, the Jormungandr's a beast. Is demon worth more than being a beast? I don't know. He is just a common. So I guess he doesn't have to be that excited. But hard not to take him. Like 6, 8. Those are some serious like fighting stats. I've got so much expensive stuff already though. And you know what? I think I have to take the Hellfire. I've got the Jormungandrs to fill that role. I don't need more and more expensive things. I got to start taking the things my deck needs. Like Shadow Bolt. I need the Shadow Bolt. I probably needed the Farseer for the healing, too. I don't have dragons. So these 2 guys are both out. And whereas the Tidehunter will fill the rushy sort of role that I need. Abusive Sergeant. Okay, there are people who are saying, like, oh, no one's going to play him anymore. Now, obviously, nobody's going to play X. Doesn't really apply in the arena because it's random what you get. But the Abusive Sergeant is different. There's the new guy is a 1/2 for 2 permanently gives a friendly minion plus 2 attack as a battle cry. So there are a few differences. 2/1 for 1 is much better stats than a 1/2 for 2. 1/2 for 2 is garbage. 2/1 for 1, you can play him without getting his ability. He might be able to trade up for a 2-cost minion, or at least he can do some kind of damage to your opponent. That 2 damage over a couple turns does add up in this game. But also his battle cry, I mean, it's only temporary and the other guy's permanent, but often you're just using it to let a weaker minion kill a bigger minion. So you'd be surprised how often the fact that it's permanent makes less difference than you think. Obviously permanent, much better. But in practice, how often it's going to make that difference? Not necessarily as big as you think. And he's cheaper. Use him to trigger combos and stuff like that. And also because he gives any minion plus 2 attack, not just your own. Again, there's hardly any situation where giving your opponent's minion plus 2 attack temporarily will hurt you. If there's nothing else, if you have no friendlies you can target, you give an enemy minion plus 2 attack. it goes away before their turn. It's almost never going to make a difference against you. But it could make a difference in your favor if you have cards that target larger minions, like Big Game Hunter or Shadow Word Death. Anyway, none of those arguments apply here, except I'm taking him because he's expensive, and I have lots of expensive, and I have lots of taunt, and this is trash. Like, it's a card that does hardly anything. Gang Boss or the Lieutenant? I'm trying to get more rushy, sort of cheap stuff. I think the Lieutenant's good, although I like the Lieutenant better in non-Warlock decks, because when I inspire as a Warlock, I am taking damage, so that +1 health is costing me something, whereas if you're a Mage or a Paladin or whatever, it's not really costing you anything. That said, 3/2 for 2 with the ability to get bigger, that is interesting. And I really need more cheap things in my deck. I have a lot of expensive things. So even though the Gang Boss is only one more, I'm going to go with the Lieutenant. Not getting any cheap things out of this row. I've already got him and Mookless Champion. I don't think I need that fat. I think I'm going to take the Spellbreaker. He can silence something, which will probably save my butt somewhere. Deathlord seems very risky. I think there are going to be a lot of people playing a lot of fat things in this environment. There are also a lot of battle cries that won't go off, but eh. Yeah, he's a pretty big crazy taunt for 3. No, I don't think I can take that risk. But the Mana Addict's not doing much for me. I have hardly any spells. I mean, the Corsair is only very situational because not that many classes well, more classes now have weapons, but there aren't that many weapons in the environment overall. And he's a 1/2 for 1, which is sad. And I have no use for pirates. I guess I'll take the Mana Addict, but yeah. Fist of Jaraxxus. When you play or discard this, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. So it's random, which is bad. 4 mana, destroy an enemy. So if there's only one enemy, well, it's not destroy, it's deal 4. But still, if there's only one enemy, this will often be as good as a Deadly Shot. Now, Deadly Shot can kill really big things. This can only kill medium-sized things at best. But it still will often do that. And then if you discard it for some other reason, it still goes off, which is friggin' cool. I don't think I can take that much advantage of it in this deck. All I have that discards is the Doomguard, I believe, but that is very cool. There's also the Void Crusher, which again has a chance to kill itself. I actually have surprisingly fat minions. I'm not sure it's that great. Defender of Argus is very good, including with fat minions. It's like Argusing a Captured Jormungandr hardcore. Your 6/10 taunt, hit you for 6, go. But I think he's too expensive. I think I need the stuff that kills minions more, and Void Crusher's unreliable in an even worse way than this guy. I think I got to go with the Fist of Jaraxxus. It's also very cool. Ogre Brute is a lot of firepower for his cost, which I guess you could argue the Imp Gang Boss is as well. The Voidwalker is also very good. I don't have like demon-based stuff. So he's great 1-drop, but I don't need the taunt as much as usual because I have the Nullifier, the Heckler, and the Mogushan. I've actually got a surprising amount of taunt already. I'm still not a big fan of the Demon Fuse. Voidwalker or the Ogre Brute. That is so tough. I think I'm actually going to take the Ogre Brute. I don't have that many 3-cost guys either. Voidwalker is not strong rushing. Here's an interesting row. They're all elementally sort of things. He's like a darkness elemental or whatever. Void elemental. Then we got the bad Rager, the better Rager. We know we're not taking him. The Ice Rager is still super fragile and stuff like that, but there's just, at 2 hit points, there's a huge difference in how likely he is to survive, or how much effort your opponent has to spend to kill him. Your opponent can kill him with 1 spell either way. In fact, on the Magma Rager, if your opponent uses most damage-dealing spells, it's going to feel like more of a waste than on this guy. Right? But this guy's killed by a lot of hero abilities. This guy can weather a tiny bit of like hero ability damage. I'm going to take him over the Voidwalker, though. I think he can do a lot of damage for his cost. The Voidwalker is just like cheap, comes out, rushy, protect me. I'm going to need some protection because I want to be using my hero ability and it takes hit points. I think I'm going to take the Void Walker. It's possibly a mistake, though. The Ice Rager would be good. Okay, so we had another Void Crusher. I could have had a deck full of Void Crushers. It would have been very random. They would have all been killing each other. Felguard bad. Lights Champion. 4/3 for 3. So pretty good stats for the price. Battle Cry, Silence a Demon. Which is pretty interesting. Now, I don't have any... The thing about demons is a lot of them have drawbacks, but very few of them actually have a drawback that's like, as he sits there in play, it's giving you a drawback. There's usually Battle Cries, and now there's the Void Crusher who has, like, he has a drawback where he uses his ability. Well, it could just not use his ability. I don't know. I don't think I have anything, yeah, like the Battle Cry and that. I don't think I have anything where I could really take advantage of that. Silencing a demon is not, like, powerful enough that I consider it, like, oh, that's like an obnoxious hoser. It's just kind of random. He's like a weird card. But I think I'm going to take him because I don't think this guy's helping my deck as much. I already have a lot of that expensive stuff. Although, I don't know, it's like, you sort of have control of that. If you attack with him first and then you blow stuff up, it's just, if you don't have any other minions, if you're actually killing him to blow up the random minion for the enemy, yeah. Then again, you could use him, you could attack something as long as he survives, and then use the ability. Lights Champion, though, I need more, like, rushy stuff. That's what it comes down to. He's a 4/3 for 3. It's fine. The chances that his silence will be useful are low. The chances it'll hurt me, also low. So, I'll take that. Do I go with the Boulder Fist, which is more fat, as much as he is pretty good fat? The Raging Worgen, I don't have any stuff that interacts with him to do 1 damage to him, so he's probably just going to be a 3/3 for 3, which is not that great. I'm going to take the Boulder Fist Ogre. I'm just going to have, like, the world's most expensive fat deck. There's the Floating Watcher to compare, and yeah, he's the same as that, like, Raging guy. 4/4 for 5. When I use my hero ability, he gets +2/+2. He just also gets +2/+2 from Hellfires and possibly other things. You could play, like, the Night Elf Archer or whatever, like, play her, do 1 damage to yourself, and give him +2/+2. But, well, I guess out of this row, Corruption, garbage. Blackwing Corruptor, good if you have lots of dragons. How many dragons do I have? 0. So, Floating Watcher it is. It's just a pain. It's not much of a rare. I don't have any buffs at all for the minions. Other than super late game, like, buff all my minion stuff. The Warhorse, again, I don't like how unreliable he is. He's not really that good for that. I guess I'll take the Mind Control tech in case I'm in trouble. And 3/3 for 3 is actually decent rush stats for those guys. The Lowly Squire is like an awesome rush thing. Except that as the Warlock, I take damage when I boost him, so it doesn't work out quite the same. If you're a class where your ability does 1 damage to an opponent's thing, then it works out really well because you play him first turn, and then your opponent plays, say, like a 2/3. You use your ability, he gets +1 attack, and then if your ability does 1 damage, then he can take out a 2/3. But, I don't know. The Void Call is interesting. I actually don't have that many big demons now. I could have taken that other guy, right? The 6/8 for 7 with no drawback. And that would have been awesome with him. I would have had that, and the Floating Watcher, and the Doom Guard, and some of these smaller ones. Which would be pretty interesting, but I think I need to take the Lowly Squire, because my deck is just not fast enough. So there's something that can boost demons. I do have a decent number of demons, enough that it's probably worth taking, because it also can do 2 damage for 2, which is fine. But boosting the gang boss is pretty sweet. And, yeah. The bigger guys don't need it as much, but I don't know. I have enough demons that I have potential targets for it. I do need things that do damage. The Maiden of the Lake would be interesting, because with her out, it only costs me 1 mana to draw a card, which is fantastic, right? The making and drawing a card cheaper synergizes with the fact that you're drawing a card which costs mana to play. So that's really good. And she's not too expensive, and she's tough. But again, if I use my ability all the damn time, I'm taking so much damage. I think what my deck needs more is the Demon Fire. So, sadly, I'm going to take that. And The whole thing wants me to go Super Inspire, and it's going to kill me. This is a really good row. This is hard to choose. So Frost, the pilot, we know the Sky Golem's good, right? He's a 6/4 for 6, and then he gives you another 4-cost minion worth of stats. That is probably a very good deal, even if it's random. Big Game Hunter, there's lots of big stuff that's worth blowing up. Another fun fact about the Jormungandr. He's a worth 7 mana and totally Big Game Hunter proof. He's barely in range for Shadow or Death, which actually doesn't do you any good. Horseshoes, hand grenades, and Shadow or Death. Like, there's no such thing as whatever. Anyway, the Frost Giant, though, he's like easily one of the better giants, possibly the best. I don't know, but he's he cost 10 mana for an 8/8. Every time you use your hero ability, even when he's in your deck, even if he's not in your hand, every time your hero ability has been used this game, he gets cheaper by 1. I think I have to take him, even though the Big Game Hunter could probably be good and the Sky Golem is fat. He's likely to be cheaper than the Sky Golem, or same cost for bigger upfront, even if it's less overall. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm worried that this is just way too slow a Warlock deck. I got so much good fat stuff early on that I was turning down more good fat stuff later, and just did not get, or it just worked out that I don't know how much I actually turned down that were cheap, good rush minions. I don't feel like I turned down that many, but there may have been some early on. Mostly, I just ended up with a deck that is slow and expensive. So if he has, say, a decent rushy sort of deck, he's going to crush me.
Your soul shall suffer.
Like, my deck's so expensive, I should keep the Heckler because it could get worse. I'm going to pitch him anyway in the hopes just to increase the chances of getting cheap guys. But I have a lot of expensive stuff in here. Come on. Oh my god, that is an immensely bad hand. So, I'm so dead. Should have kept the Heckler. I don't even have a minion I can play at 4 mana. I gotta coin out the Hellfire to take out the gigantic pile of rush minions he's gonna have by then. Gang Boss I can coin out next turn, so that's not as bad. Man, this deck's so expensive.
It's getting hot in here.
Okay, wasting his 1 damage, although as a Warlock, that 1 damage is less wasted than usual. We are going to coin this guy out, because I don't know what else I'd do, just sit around and take the beats. I could have tried to coin out one of these 5-cost guys, but I don't think it's going to work out. I have to try and take down his minions, not lose too much life, and then just play fat thing after fat thing after fat thing. I'm probably going to not be getting much use out of my hero ability. That sucks. Perfect effect. Perfect card just uses exactly the mana he has. Killed my guy. Although my guy did at least to prevent some damage. Alright, we're going to draw a card first, because that'll be handy later. And the Leper Gnome, at least I can cast him. So I'm going to be down at 25. He's going to have a couple guys out. He has a dragon to boost that. That sucks. Although he can't use his other mana, so that's okay. Taking so much damage if I just hit her in Hellfire. Like, there's no way that's worth it. But, man, I gotta do something. This will help prevent some damage. And I can take that guy out. So I gotta hope that I don't have a ridiculous amount of taunt. It felt like a lot of taunt at the time, because I got like 3 taunt in the first half of the deck or something like that, which is just more than I would usually have. But, I could have had a ton if I was taking the crappy Felguards to blow up my own mana. It'd be counterproductive with all my expensive things. Ah! That sucks. And Shadow Bolt, and... Okay, you used a horrendous amount of effort to get rid of him. I'm actually mostly okay with that. So I could play the Doomguard, that's a little crazy. The problem is, I play this guy, he's just gonna get killed by them. That's not gonna work out. This turn is not gonna work out. I could play the Mind Control tech without his ability. Blow up the Owl with Demon Fire? That seems like a waste. I'm better off drawing a card and then probably playing him. I don't want to play... I have so many cards, they're all expensive. I'm not going to be able to play them all. I could just play him, lose 2 cards, kill this, and have like a 5/4 sitting around. 5/4 is fragile, though. I could start racing my opponent with him, because he is going to be harder to get rid of. I have so many cards, I should not be valuing the cards the same. That is what it comes down to. This is easily the best play. Although if he takes out all my removal stuff, yeah, I'm not happy to lose that Hellfire. But I have so many cards, the value of those cards is less. I'm still going to have lots of cards after discarding 2. Oh, as if he had the Siphon Soul. God damn it. And of course he took my Hellfire, which is really unfortunate. He didn't take that, of course. I didn't have it at the time. Alright, Void Crusher.
I don't like this place.
You don't like this place, you're not going to stick around long. So presumably he's going to kill that. But I don't know. I am taking a beating. Okay, so Void Dude strategy. I could just trade him to kill the Yeti, which is what I actually want to kill. Or I could kill that, Demon Fire that, and then draw a card, and it would kill the Yeti.
So many.
I think that's probably what I'm going to do. That leaves me with 5 mana, and I'll get a card. I'll be low in health. Oh yeah, I'm going to have even less mana than I thought. And draw the Inspiration guy afterwards. Now, I guess I could have tried to play her first, so there was a chance that she would die instead, but I don't know. And we're just going to play... Yeah, he's not going to work out that great. But I don't see his Inspire being too useful at this stage when I'm already at 13 health. My opponent has more cards. But on the other hand, I'm going to have to be using it to get him big.
For Blackwood.
I did some interesting stuff, but this is not going to last. I really should have played her so that there was a 50-50 chance I could have kept my, like, killing machine guy. Oh, this is not going to work out. If I Inspire, I've got 4 damage, plus 4, still can't kill him. So I'm actually toast unless I draw a crazy useful card. How many crazy useful cards do I even have that could save me? I don't know. Like, I should be playing him before I do this, but I am flat out going to die. So I guess I'm going to draw a card, see if it saves me. If not, I play the Heckler. Actually, at that point, I have enough, don't I? I play that, I've got 6 damage, and then I can Fist of Jaraxxus him. Then I don't get out the Heckler, but... let's do it.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
We're using real swords.
Yes, we're using real swords. That was an interesting effect. The fist just comes down and smites him. It says to deal 4 damage to a random enemy. That could have missed and hit him. That would have been really bad. Must read cards better. It worked out this time, though. Slightly delaying my demise. Pit Fighter's pretty solid. It's a lot like a Yeti. Although I think Yetis have been devalued somewhat by the environment. I think she's a little bit better in the current environment. But I could be wrong. I'm just... Drawing a card hurts too much. I have to play the Heckler to just not be dying, though. I will play the Heckler to not be dying. This is not going to work out. I mean, you know it's a bad sign when I'm playing him without activating his ability right away. Without inspiring him. So, yeah. Oh boy. My opponent can do almost anything to disrupt me. Oh. That will do it. Game over. Really? You prioritized killing him? You should have just gone for my face. I probably can't come back. Yeah, you're not playing... Of course, it doesn't play a 4th guy for my mind control tech, of course. But I think hitting me in the face would have been much stronger. Oh well. I'm not going to get a chance to use the mind control tech anyway because I'm going to be doing this. but it's almost making it look close, even though in practice we know my opponent is going to crush me. He has twice as much life. It's his turn, so he gets to attack now and do things as he wants, and he's got way more cards. And my card's not even that good. You know what would have been really good? If the Doomguard had discarded anything but the Hellfire. Any other 2 cards. That's not good. Oh, and he killed the Chump instead, too. Yeah, I really should have played Punch and Fist to give that chance. That was unfortunate. Maybe I should have taken all the Void Crushers. I mean, he does give you some control there. Bathguard. Nope, I am toasty. He's got enough damage to kill me. Let's draw a card and see if it saves me, because it can't. Nope. Game over. Deck's too slow. I did have the worst starting hand imaginable, but this deck actually has a lot of worst starting hands imaginable. So we're going to see what happens. Maybe I should have taken more of those, like, Void Crushers, though, because they are pretty cool. Anyway, we'll see what I can do, if I can get a little bit of a comeback going next time. If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonet Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.